Hey, welcome everybody. François Letard for my role-playing channel. It's been a while since I've been around this channel. Well, you are 27 subscribers, so yeah, I'm very happy to talk to you if you're taking attention to what I'm saying here. But you know, I take more time with my French-speaking channel since it has a way lot more people going on it. So, but nevertheless, just wanted to ramble. I had the feel to share my role-playing thoughts if you're interested in hearing them. So these times around, what is going on? I'm still doing high school gigs, 3 lunch times a week, which is very intense. And I'm glad I'm doing this because it keeps me very sharp role-playing wise. I have to be very sharp in order to make those games happen, trying to keep them interesting. And I'm really saying trying because it's hard. Okay, there are 8 players per table mostly, and we have 45 minutes every week mostly. So yeah, so and they want some epic stuff. There are characters who are very high level, so it's hard to keep them challenged. And it makes me work. It makes me tinker the game. The game, by the way, is Chroniques Oubliées, a French D&D type game, which is very the best thing I can bring to this kind of tables. I have been thinking about maybe changing games. I was maybe interested in Savage Worlds or maybe some more OSR games, or but at the same time, you know, it kind of really respond to the demand. They want high fantasy games, but we don't have much time to spend. So, you know, every time they gain a level, it takes 2 minutes and it's done. It's not because they are not lacking options. It's just the way the game is built makes it very easy to level up. You have already all you need on your sheet. You just have to make some choices throughout the choices that you have, and then you go. You have a new cool thing to do with your new level. Of course, your hit points goes up, your attack attacks attack score goes up, that kind of thing. So it's pretty good, and it makes me tinker with the game because it's the first time I'm dealing with such high level characters, and I can tell that I think it's the first time ever in my life. You know, when I used to run some D&D type of games, I think the highest level I got with characters was kind of 13 level, maybe. And I have 2 characters over that. Yeah, so I haven't dealt that much with high levels. So it makes me work a little bit, trying to keep them challenged while not making the game heavier and all of that. So I'm very glad to have that. And the other reason is that I do less role playing. I'm more involved in music since, well, mostly 2 years. I've been back as a musician more than ever. Well, the first time in 15 years, let's say. 50, well, I kind of really slowed down in 2010 when I got my second child. And, you know, as a father, you don't have that much time to spend on music. That's where I shifted to role playing games, which was something I could do at home with my baby in my arms. So, but now there are teenagers. I'm more able to get back to music. So I got back to this love. But having those high school gigs keeps me really into it. Okay, so every time I want to come back to role playing game, I can deliver something out of this. Uh, the the other thing is what I'm doing beside that. Well, I'm a player. I'm a player into a fantasy age game. I do in person every 2 weeks. You know, I really love this game. I came to really appreciate it. It's been mostly 2 years since we started this campaign. Bi-weekly, we had some moments we hadn't played in some months, but mostly we were able to get bi-weekly or at least once a month. So we played a lot. I'm playing a mage, And I really love this system because um, that system makes sense. Okay, we're not dealing with many numbers. It's just good system. It's 3d6. You have to beat the difficulty. It's somehow looks like a little like Dungeons and Dragons, but the skill system is just that you have a word and you have a bonus that comes with it, and it's always the same. You have some capacities that are pretty cool. This is a pretty cool game because this is some sort of a crunchy game without being crunchy. Okay, there's a good sweet spot here if you want something that has a little more meat around the bone, but without making the game heavy. Okay, it's quite chill. And well, this is pretty much I we're near the beer and pretzel model of a game because I'm here with the friends. We're having a fantasy game. We're trying to figure out stuff. There's a big plot and big campaign thing here, but we don't take ourselves too much seriously. Okay, we were just having fun together, and it's a very nice moment that we spent together. So I'm very happy to have this game. And well, yeah, if I had much more time than that to spend on role playing game, I would maybe consider to start myself a campaign with this game. It has came as a very favorite for me, Fantasy Age. I really love this game, and it's just one book. They haven't made any other books, as far as I know. And this book has it all. You have all the tools to make your fantasy game. So, well, if you haven't checked out Fantasy Age, the second edition, it's worth it. And to finish up, I have been part of a small role-playing event that happened in my hometown, Saint-Hyacinthe in Quebec province, Canada, at a place called Le Zaricot. This is a pub, and there was a role-playing event there with many tables, people making tattoos, and some merchants selling their stuff, like a small convention. And there was two time slots. Okay, I was in the second one running a game of a French role-playing game called Cerber, made by one of my favorite authors called the Grumpf. And I ran a kind of science fiction type of game. They are stranded on a moon city, and the player characters were kind of psionics. Okay, they have powers, and they're the only ones to have that, and they have been taken prisoners by the government there, but they are being freed by the start of the game because there are pirates who are taking control of the place, and they ask the characters, help us please. So there's a moral dilemma. We have been prisoners all of this time, but since you need us now, you freed us. And okay, so all sort of stuff happened into this game. It was pretty fun. My main frame to guide me through this scenario was the movie Die Hard. I was really inspired by Die Hard, and the characters are kind of the John McClane of the story. But yeah, it went pretty well. And the game system, I really love it. It's kind of a narrative system. I'm not a fan of powered by the apocalypse game, okay? That kind of narrative games where you just throw the dice and the shit happens, whatever you said. But Cerber goes a little bit on this way, okay? This is just a dice which tell you, yes, you did it, no, you didn't, and you don't have difficulty numbers and all of that. You just say the shit and it happens, but it has a little more tactical consideration to it. You have to think a little more about what you're doing, and that's something I appreciate. I love to come out on a game table and trying to be tactical with the game system, trying to get something out of the game itself. Just not narratively, but having the numbers on your side. okay, while when you roll the dice. And although this game doesn't deal much with numbers, your characters have only words, but it's just how you brought up what you're trying to do that determines how many dice you roll. The more dice, the better it is, and you have more chance to succeed. So this is a narrative stuff where you're kind of buying, negotiating. Well, I'm good in this, so it could be helpful to make me achieve that. So I think I deserve one more die. So the game master, okay, you have one more die. Say, okay, that's the kind of negotiation. But in the end of the day, there's tactical consideration with a very narrative game. So Cerber is pretty good. It's not in English, unfortunately, but I guess you could, if you have question, just ask me. If I have the time to check out the comments, I could send you the link anyway, and you just have to buy the PDF and Google translate it. Maybe you could have a glimpse of what it is, because I think the PDF is not it's not very expensive. It's on Lulu, and the Grumpf, the guy who's writing that, his games are not very expensive. Okay, he has very reasonable price for his games, something I appreciate. So that's pretty much it. It's been a big ramble. I'm at work. I have to go to work. François Letarte for my role-playing channel, and up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.